Noddy here from a bevy of bloods with a 2023 National Draft recap for the Swans. So, unable to do any deals with the clubs above us in the range of 7 to 11 in order to try and nab the New South Wales born and lifelong Swans fan Connor O'Sullivan, who would have addressed our key defence needs very nicely in the long term, we then turned our attention to Suns Academy product Jake Rogers, who was quickly matched by the Gold Coast, and then we went for father-son prospect Jordan Croft, who again was equally swiftly matched by the Bulldogs. Regarding us bidding on these father and son academy players, Steve-O made the good point that it's in the interest of the Swans to uphold the integrity of the bidding system, because if it becomes too big a rort, then the pressure to change it will be too hard to resist, and the Swans will be one of the biggest losers. Obviously, the non-bids on Dacos and Ashcroft and now Jed Walters this year, apparently off the record agreements linked to trade deals between the clubs involved, was stupid and short-sighted if teams want to keep being able to access these players. Returning back to our first selection, we ended up taking Will Green at pick 16, who was 204cm pure ruck from Vic Metro. We're quietly confident that we've never selected a ruck as our first round selection before, and aside from Naismith, the most recent rucks we've taken in the national draft have gone on to win flags with other clubs, Nank with Richmond and Cameron with Collingwood. So I think there was some initial trepidation from Swans fans out there about the selection. But one thing we know for sure is that Beatson and co are ruthless in their character assessment, and they'll always strive to only bring in players they think can match the upstanding competitive culture of the Bloods. And this idea was supported nicely by a comment from Henry Tyler on Facebook, who said, "I used to coach Will as a cricketer. What you'll see over the test of time is his loyalty, team-first attitude and leadership. His ability is one thing, but his character is why they would rate him so highly. He continued to play junior clubs football and cricket instead of trying to play in the best teams or clubs to get more recognition. He will repay those who believe in him. I think you'll find him become a club favourite and wish him all the best for the future in the red and white." So that was really nice to hear. In terms of pecking order, you think he's probably on par with McAndrew when he starts, so he may take some time to earn his debut, but his development will no doubt be excellent under the guidance and tutelage of Dean Cox and Brodie Grundy. So if he can remain loyal, then the future is definitely promising for this tall and athletically gifted young man blessed with high footy IQ. The next action we saw was matching a bid on Swans Academy gun Caden Cleary from Collingwood at pick 24. There was an expectation that we would match any bid that came. We just didn't know where the bid would come. But it makes sense that it came relatively high, as Cleary was a pivotal cog in the midfield of the first Allies team to ever win the national champs. And we'd just secured the services of long-time Collingwood favourite Taylor Adams in the preceding trade period, so the Pies having a crack when they did made sense. In any case, we've gotten another solid inside mid with huge work rate, and having been in the academy since 10, he's got the professionalism. It'll be on par with the likes of Goulden and all our other academy players. That was the end of action for draft night 1, and even though KB had been on the record saying we'd probably only take 2 players, you got the feeling that if there was someone we liked that was left and available, we'd probably have a crack. And in the 50s, we were able to trade up with Hawthorn to eventually take Patrick Snell. We took at 53 on night 2. A key defender forward at 194cm with strong aerial and groundwork ability. He was part of the Brisbane Lions Academy, but lucky for us, he didn't qualify for them to match a bid because he didn't meet the required continuous 5 years from having spent a bit of time in the NT. He was a part of the Allies, which was coached by Mark McVeigh, who is, of course, now one of the new Swans assistant coaches. So we got a really good look at Snell over a prolonged period, and you feel we're very confident of his character and abilities. As Dubai Quacker quipped on a Big Footy forum chat, if Melly can't, Snelly can. So we definitely have a lot of internal competition now for key defensive stock, considering McCartan, Melican, Hamling, Francis, Arnold, Edwards, and now Snell. And that's not even considering or counting Reid. With the mention of Reid, that brings me to the last piece of the puzzle around list composition. With the 3 additions of Green, Cleary and Snell, our primary list sits at 37, our rookie A list sits at 5, namely Arnold, Buller, Magor, McAndrew and Reid, although officially TBC regarding Reid, while our rookie B sits at 1, Edwards. The question now is, does Reid still get rookied to the RA list, as the club has previously suggested, or will they look to free up his spot, elevate Edwards, and bring in 2 academy prospects, such as Kirk or Cabor? Or do they release Reid but leave his spot open for a pre-season, mid-season contingency option, and only bring one of Kirk and Cabor in? Other academy players in the mix are Ryder, May and Gander, but May is a ruck, so might have dropped out of contention with the selection of Green. In any case, we're very close to formalising our final list for season 24, and through the successful free agency, trade and national draft periods, we've assembled a very strong and well-balanced list of experience and youth. With it, I hope we can compete at a high level and typical Bloods like vigour next year, and who knows, maybe we can even go very deep into finals again. There's never a dull moment for fans of the red and white, so up the Bloods and Carn you Swannies.